Hello people, welcome to the channel. This one is going to be a little bit less of a PowerPoint presentation, a little bit more of just me talking / ranting while looking at the updated UFC pound for pound list. Now, well, first things first, we're going to look at the welterweight and middleweight rankings because they were affected because of Khamzat and less so Usman, but Khamzat moving up weight. So if we first look at the welterweight rankings, we notice that Khamzat has been taken out and moved over to middleweight. Now, with that being done, they also moved Colby Covington from number 2 to number 3 and moved up Belal Muhammad, which I agree with. I mean, in my opinion, Belal Muhammad is the number 1 contender in the middleweight division. Fuck Colby Covington, you feel me? And then they just moved everyone else down one, and I don't disagree with that at all. And then, move over to the middleweight rankings. I was a little scared because I kind of expected Khamzat to either move down Cannonier or Vettori and take like the 4 or 5 spot, because I just figured they were going to push Khamzat really aggressively and just make him really, really highly ranked. But he's there at number 9, and I really do agree with that ranking. That's not a bad ranking. He did beat, quote-unquote, the number 1 ranked welterweight. I think it went to a draw, but, number 9's not too bad. I want to see him fight, another top-ranked middleweight before he gets to Strickland. So maybe see the Cannonier fight. I'd even love to see the Whitaker fight. That'd be awesome. And if he gets through them, then send him to Strickland. I don't know if he deserves a title shot after, slapping a draw on Kamaru Usman, even though it was a majority decision, But anyways, let's move on to the meat and the potatoes of this video. I want to take a look at the new pound-for-pound rankings. First things first, just out of frame here on the bottom, Kamaru Usman got moved down to number 13 on the pound-for-pound rankings after his loss to Khamzat. I agree. I don't mind that. I agree with that. But let's move on and just look at the top 3. Now, you notice Islam Makhachev has overtaken Alexander Volkanovski for number 2 pound for pound. Totally agree with that. He just slept him with a head kick, turned him into a bobblehead with the ground and pound, and just perfectly beat him. You couldn't have asked for a more perfect performance, But it's not enough to get above 36-year-old or however fucking old he is, John Jones. I mean, just make it make sense to me where John Jones can come back after not beating Dominic Reyes 3 years ago, slap a gilly on fucking Cyril Gane, who wasn't ranked pound for pound at the time, or at least I can't imagine he was. There's no way. Wasn't ranked pound for pound, and just gets thrown pound for pound number 1 because it's John Jones. Like put him in a cage and fucking Paul Craig could probably slap a gilly on fucking Cyril Gane. Would you put him pound for pound number 1? Now, obviously, I'm being a little hyperbolic. I don't think Paul Craig could actually secure a gilly in a fight on Cyril Gane, but do you see what I mean? It's not that impressive. No grappling Gane. He's not that good other than on the feet. Obviously John Jones is going to submit him. But if you just look at this point in the career, 36 years old versus 31, skill for skill, striking, grappling, clinch, right now, skill for skill, Islam is just better than John Jones right now. Islam's in his prime and John is far removed from his, And it just doesn't make no sense. And I don't even think, if you look at, go back and take a look at my video fixing the pound for pound rankings 2 weeks ago, I don't even think John Jones was number 1 before this. I think he's number 3 pound for pound. I thought it was Volkanovski, Islam, then John Jones. Now I believe it should be Islam, Volkanovski, then John Jones. Because Islam is, without a doubt, the best fighter in the world right now, bar none, in my opinion. I mean, the only person who's close to him is Volk. And I'm just curious to, like, now in a couple of weeks, when John Jones fights Stipe and, you know, probably beats him, he's obviously going to maintain pound for pound number one. But, like, early next year, you know, I would hope early next year, maybe, like, mid next year, depending on how active they are, when number 2 pound for pound, Islam, fights number 5 pound for pound, Charles Oliveira, if Islam, say he finishes him in the first 2 rounds, does that put him pound for pound number 1? I mean, he just finished a pound for pound number 2 at the time, and then he'll finish a pound for pound number 5 and not be pound for pound number 1. But John Jones can come back after 3 years off of not winning, fighting Dominic Reyes, even though he won on paper. I mean, in my eyes, I haven't watched the fight in a while, but I remember being 3-2 Dominic Reyes. And he's going to come back after that, slap a gilly on no grappling gone, and beat a 63-year-old Stipe Miocic and be pound for pound number 1 when he retires. I mean, it's bullshit. He's not the pound for pound number. He was for a long time, obviously, but he's just not. In 2023, he's just not right now. And I think a lot of people agree. I was nervous being, you know, a massive Islam fan, that he wasn't going to get any credit for his win, you know, post UFC 294. But I actually have been seeing at least a lot of YouTube channels. Maybe, like, the mainstream media hasn't been as much, but a lot of YouTube actually giving Islam his credit. And I mean, I think it was Joey MMA or whatever his name, or MMA Joey. He said it was such a perfect performance, you just can't not give him his credit. And I agree, you know, I agree. But they didn't give him enough credit, clearly, with the pound for pound rankings. He should be number 1. John Jones should not be. And it's as simple as that. It's clear as day, in my opinion. If you've been watching their fights, who's beating better people? And it's Islam Makhachev. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this one of me looking at the updated pound for pound rankings post UFC 294. Go down below and tell me your thoughts on this update of the pound for pound rankings. If you love MMA, subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the other videos I posted. If you like this one, drop a like on it. And thank you guys so much for watching. Now, go sleep.